Dragon Darch for that run of Final Fantasy 1 GBA. Coming up next is Caeshura with Epistory Typing Chronicles. We are going to need just a couple minutes here so I can test their audio to make sure everything is alright, and then I will pass it off to Kay and her commentator. So we'll be back in just a minute. Alright, welcome back to the RPGchick-a-thon. Up next is Caeshura running Epistory Typing Chronicles. Before we get to her real quick, I just want to read off a couple of quick donations. We had $3 from ChezWiz, so thank you very much, no message with that. And $25 from Barroos that says, I like RPGC. I think a lot of people like RPGC so far. So, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to pass this off to Caeshura and her crew. So enjoy Epistory.
you know?
And so she followed.
But yeah, that's beside the point.
I mean, it's a great fox.
Or was she leading it? She didn't know.
Hi guys. We were totally talking, but you didn't hear us. But it's okay.
So anyways, you notice movement in this game just uses the keyboard. You can actually use either WASD or it's like EIFJ, which kind of is home row based, but just, it doesn't really matter which one you use. You can actually just switch between them even without changing controls or anything. And here we see the main mechanic of the game, where you type words to have the fox shoot at things.
Yeah. Shooting at things in rapid succession builds up the combo meter that you guys should now be seeing at the bottom of the screen. It's a tree, Kay.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know what she's laughing at, but whatever. Yeah, the combo meter is a very important mechanic for the any percent route, well, really any speedrun of this game, but particularly the 80% route. In order to advance,
picking up a skill here. This is velocity. Now I walk faster. I trot. Why? Instead of leisurely meandering through the forest.
The bigger the combo, the more XP that combo is worth, which you can then spend on skills such as velocity.
Yeah. And as you probably can tell from the great number of empty spaces on that skill tree, we're going to be getting a lot more skills. And we can probably talk about those when we get them. Yeah, as you can see, Kay is just going around from spot to spot. When you're in typing mode, you are immobile, generally. There are a couple of ways that you can move for like a little bit right after you enter it, but generally speaking, you're going to be immobile, and so positioning yourself in like ideal spots to get like good coverage of a lot of words that you can hit is going to be key to building up your combo meter really quickly, and positioning yourself, you know, closer to your objective when you enter typing mode. It's going to be important to making sure that you can maintain your combo. So, like, you'll have, like, if you're close to a barrier, for example, like, you see Kay is in this nest here, this bug nest. The closer she is to this bug nest before breaking, I think it was a log.
Basically what those nests are, they're kind of like gauntlets, where you have to fight a whole bunch of enemies that will just, bugs that will just start coming at you. If they ever reach you, then it's a game over.
Yeah.
We'll be game overing once in the whole run on purpose, though. Otherwise, I don't really want to game over.
Yeah, there's checkpoints, so it'll just send you back to the last checkpoint. So it's annoying, and there's actually one point that we use it as a death orb that Caeshura just mentioned. Here we have some, we've entered the crater where the meteor fell, and we have some lovely rock-based words.
Yeah, this is sort of the fire area of the game, and you can see that Caeshura is stopping periodically to kill some enemies, type some words. Like, every breakable terrain item has a word associated with it, and again, every word that you type in both extends your combo meter.
Oh wow, yeah. So you can see at the bottom there, there's the combo meter that's slowly ticking down. Caeshura just barely managed to keep that combo going, and it's actually pretty important for the XP route to keep that combo going at this particular point in the run, because she wants to have enough points to add certain skills when she reaches the meteor itself.
Yeah.
You can also see a couple of these objects have weird characters as their instead of words. And now they've become fire words.
Yeah,
the
they basically
fire.
that happens when you don't have the element or the skill or whatever that you need in order to break those objects yet.
Question in chat: are the words RNG or set words every run? They are random from a pool of words that are like of a certain length and generally of a certain topic. Like you'll see some of the same words for rocks, for example, like speleogens and stalagmites show up pretty often. Likewise for these torches, you'll see a lot of fire-based words.
Yes, and same for the vines too. And yeah, the length is also fairly constant. Like certain enemies are going to have really, really short words for hitting them.
Oh no, did we drop the combo?
No, I will though. I forgot to... menuing is important, guys.
Oh, you forgot to add the points into perseverance.
Yeah, it's alright.
So the thing that Caeshura is freaking out about is she was supposed to add a couple points into perseverance there. And actually she just dropped her combo, unfortunately. What perseverance does is it increases the amount of time that you add to your combo meter when you hit things, and it would have made it possible at all to keep her combo meter going.
Nothing
at this point in the run. So she gets some intensity, not perseverance.
Yeah. So every time you drop your combo, it's essentially like losing 510 points compared to the ideal route through this thing.
It shouldn't cost too much time to have dropped the combo once here, but it would have been better to keep it going.
Yeah, it should be okay.
She'll just have to pick up some extra things, maybe.
Yeah, there's like there are various backup chests. And...
Here we have a torch puzzle. She has to light all the torches in quick succession.
I get this one on the outside last so that I can walk out here without fear of dropping my combo.
Right, she wants to be as close as possible to that door so that she has the most time to continue the combo on the other side of the door.
So movement matters when you're walking into rocks. Combo time goes down. Go figure.
They broke through ground together.
I did want to mention that some of the words are also based off of the nest specifically. So we'll see a couple of instances where normally you would have seen different words, but based on the current dungeon we're in, the story-based, the words are a little bit different. Sorry. Words are hard to do when I'm typing words.
Cavern opened up before.
Yeah, this game actually takes quite a bit of focus. Here's actually a pretty critical point. She's going to try to keep her combo.
Nope. I can never keep my combo through there.
That's a really hard spot to keep her combo.
Yeah.
I can't do it either.
Yeah.
Here's the final boss nest of the dungeon. Yeah, also, this fire ability that she has, what it actually does, she's not taking advantage of it right now. She types a word for an enemy, and then the next word will also burn away from the enemy after several seconds. We might see it on some of the longer named enemies in this thing, but the short ones, she'd rather just keep going.
Right, it takes 4 seconds for a word to burn away, so if it's a 3 or 4 letter word, then you're likely to just see Caeshura just type in the next word and just get the enemy out of the way so that the next wave can start. However, there are a couple of bugs that are going to be popping up that are going to have, or a couple bugs at this nest that are going to be popping up that have a bit longer names, or a bit longer words.
She braced herself for the final onslaught.
So...
Well, there's plenty of
there you go.
Here we have deterministically.
Conceptualize.
Conceptualization. Yeah, just.
You're just watching it kind of chart a black. That's the fire ability doing its thing.
Right, and you can see that she just let that second word burn away and just cleared out all of the other bugs with, short target words.
So the ground would be forever marked. Green sheets of new life surrounded her.
So she needed, I think, 25,000 points, and she's at 23.
Yeah, I
right?
usually come out of here at like 24,000 something.
Yeah, 20.
So
you're a little short, but there's some There's some backups you can do,
Yeah,
I
but it's
think.
not a big deal. It should be okay. Worst case scenario. I'll grab a chest on my way out of here. Out of the next dungeon, that is.
Yeah. The requirement is 25,000. Or actually, no. The requirement for the next area is actually just 15,000, but it's important to get 25,000 out of this area because the area after this requires. Right, it needs 45,000, and getting more than 20,000 out of sort of like the next dungeon that we're going into is like basically impossible.
Should be okay.
Yeah, there's some backups that Kay can do to get some extra points out of it, but yeah.
Also, while all is still in trembling, I would like to point out that I love RPG Chick. She's amazing, and
another
thank you
cataclysm has
everybody
shaken
for
the world.
supporting
Where
her.
were these horrors? The answer she suspected.
That is all.
Yeah,
The hull
So here we'll have some interesting puzzles of typing a word and then the word in its reverse, which is kind of cool. So you have reward and drawer there. And then we also have some tile puzzles where you have to, if you step on the tile more than once, then it will toggle, and she has to light up all the tiles to open the door.
Yep.
Water blocked her path. Passage forbidden. I can't do.
Which gets interesting when we have the ice mechanic, which you just keep, the fox will just keep moving in a straight line. You cannot adjust your trajectory once you've started walking on the ice.
Fingers do the thing.
Water changed her path.
Yeah, this is the classic Pokemon Ice Gym ice mechanic where you point in a direction and you go in that direction.
So this is
and
a
then you
puzzle
don't
skip
stop.
I'm doing here. I'm
Yep.
not sure. I can't remember how this puzzle was meant to be done, but it wasn't like this. I think you're supposed to go down all the way in the middle and then light up the thing and then go around. I'm going to be doing something similar.
I like
on
the
this
solution
puzzle.
K much better though because that that puzzle doesn't look fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty tricky puzzle if you don't realize that you can just kind of skip it by kind of bouncing around along the back wall and just barely missing the red tile that way.
Yeah, and
There's actually an even faster way of doing that I've seen that requires some really precise positioning and then mixing the two movement modes where you use the EIFJ and the WASD at the same time.
Yep.
To get like a really precise angle and a precise positioning, and you just go straight to the last tile. But it only saves like 2 seconds.
I'm okay.
And here we're actually running away from some ice bugs. She's going to be learning the ice ability soon, but she can't actually fight those bugs at all. So she just has to run.
Yeah. And this is like one of 2 instances that you have things you can't kill chasing you around.
Sounds pretty scary. So,
yeah.
So here's the ice ability. We've got a lot of icy water that Kay is freezing over into sheets of ice that she can walk over, skate over, slide over, whatever.
I'm getting rid of this chest. I'm not going to really pick it up, but it's gonna get in my way later if I don't get it now.
Yeah, the EIEI chest is pretty obnoxious. It's also, you can kind of gain a little bit of combo meter doing that.
Yeah, so I take it, I haven't played this game myself, but I take it that anytime you press either E or I, the chest just sort of absorbs a hit and interrupts whatever other word you were trying to
if it's
type.
like the first letter of an enemy, then it'll take the completed word in, so you're like trying to type an enemy that's like ice, but the I will shoot off over to that chest instead, and it's just annoying.
Yeah, that's...
because it's just barely on screen when you're doing this nest here.
Yeah. I imagine the chest is also pretty good for combo too, though, so it's not like...
It doesn't actually add points to do those spam chests.
Really?
EI or FJ.
That's unfortunate.
But it does increase. It does kind of add to the combo meter.
Okay,
here
so
we have
like...
some one-letter insects.
Yeah, something that I noticed is that enemies in general seem to add less to the combo meter when you're in these nests than breaking objects does. So it's important that you really get through all the enemies quickly in these nests.
Yep. Yeah, holding the combo through that is pretty tricky. But once you get out of it, as long as you can hit something, then you've got a little more time on the combo meter.
Yep. And there we have Kay going into typing mode while sliding, so that she can get like a little better coverage. And...
Get! Get combo! Okay, this is the one
She's
I
just
have
trying to
okay, got it.
maintain the combo while hitting some of these activations.
Yeah.
And notice she's even typing
really nice...
words during this cutscene to keep the combo going.
That's a really nice trick that's going to make a couple of appearances, and that's the
couple, literally only... 2 here.
Yeah, normally you can only hit words that are within like a screen of you. But if you open up, if you enter typing mode while a cutscene is playing, like right before a cutscene plays, then the objects and words that you can hit in the cutscene are also going to be targetable. So, like as we saw there, Kay broke pots that were like 2 screens away while in the cutscene because she entered typing mode right before the cutscene started. And that's a trick that's used to help extend the combo meter, and you know it's really important in this one actually, in this stage actually, because like I said before, we need a total of 45,000 points to get to the next stage ideally. And in order to do that, you know, we basically need to maintain a combo pretty much the entire run through this dungeon.
One final test. Lay ahead of her. One last chance to stop.
Right. And here we are coming up to the final nest.
Also spending some skill points.
Yep.
Okay, for not forgetting that time.
Yeah, Kay got 2 points in perseverance, which is a skill that slows down how quickly the combo meter depletes itself. So Caeshura is going to have an easier time maintaining her combos in these nests during these like little lulls between waves.
Okay, are you on insane difficulty or adaptive difficulty?
Adaptive.
Okay, I can't handle adaptive difficulty. It's actually pretty interesting in the speedrun that adaptive difficulty is actually harder than insane difficulty.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to talk about.
You're generally going through so fast and getting such big combos that adaptive difficulty will crank the expected words per minute above 80 words per minute, which is where it expects you to be for insane difficulty.
Yeah, insane difficulty basically always expects you to be typing at 80 words per minute. Adaptive difficulty starts off lower, but it's going to go higher, and
it's at these nests it's already higher.
Yeah, I believe the recommendation is that you need to be able to type at 120 words per minute in order to
for the very last nest in the game. That's about how high it goes. Some runners will actually go on insane difficulty up until that very last nest, and then change the difficulty to insane difficulty for the last nest. To not game over at the last nest. I don't know if Kay's planning on doing that. Yes, 120 words per minute for adaptive difficulty is in fact crazy. So we're at 41.9 thousand. It's a little short of where we want to be, but not hugely so. So I think we'll should just be able to pick up some backup stuff on the way to the next dungeon and not have to do anything crazy.
I'm just gonna...
Yeah, it looks like...
I'm totally skipping that chest that I opened up. I'm not actually gonna pick it up. I'm hoping that the points from the words is enough.
I think it will. The points from the words plus the one chest down here should be enough.
Yeah, it looks like Caeshura is just going to be like really thorough in clearing out everything on the way to the chest, and then from there on the way to
that was good. Okay.
on the way to the next reveal point.
Oh, yeah, you won't even need to get you won't even need to get the second backup chest.
Nope. So there are several backup chests, which are completely on the way, so that's nice.
Yeah, so here we are at this reveal point. This is going to...
Villagin, who is one of the big routers of this game, typing in great words in chat. Thank you, Villagin. I'll be sure to do the last net very easily.
And my own mic also points out that the last nest, like, you have words coming from so many different directions. Like, I've literally, more than once, I've game overed on that last nest. Not because I couldn't keep up with all the words, but because a bug snuck up from the other side of the screen from where I was paying attention to.
Yeah, the last nest is hectic. And I hope, because whenever I do PB attempts, I usually do okay. But every time I've done this in a marathon, which is all of one time so far, I died, so...
You hope you do okay. Yes. I'm sorry, I had to do that.
Wink!
But yeah, this is Creation City. This is my favorite level of the run, just from watching it.
That's a skill my warlock uses.
This is a really cool looking area. It's kind of and a
buggy one.
It's
as
a little.
Well.
Yes.
Get it? Because they're bugs.
She recognized the machines of industry.
But yes, there are going to be a couple of skips that happen in this level.
There was so much she could learn.
Otherwise, it's just like a lot of it's a really flashy level to see the execution of, and we get a really cool ability here, and the design's really cool. It's just, you know,
Spark is really important, and you'll see why.
Everything.
Yes.
So the ability, the elements that we have so far: fire burns away the next word of the bug.
Hi, I'm lost.
And
yeah.
ice will freeze the bug in place
How could she survive
for several seconds.
Like
What spark will do is it will cause lightning to bounce off of the bug and hit another bug. And actually, what Kay's doing there, and has some things flying at her. She was hitting random keys while that cutscene was going, because it for whatever reason it gives you access to typing all the words in the level, and there's these like little lanterns that just have like 2 letters, and so she was spamming letters to just like hit random lanterns to build up her combo meter and get a bunch of points.
Right.
Those 2 bugs there, if you are fast enough, you can actually bounce the words right off of each other.
Yep. Yeah, the spark ability. So when it bounces, it hits a word on another bug adjacent to it.
So long as it has at least 2 words left.
Yes. It will not create a bounce if it's the last word.
It will not create a bounce if it's the last word on the bug that you're bouncing the thing off of. Just to make sure that's clear.
And here you can see we're like really high up on the level, so you actually can type things that are on the bottom side of the level as well. And we see Kay again starting to build up a really big combo, and she's going to be trying to carry this combo all the way through the last nest in Creation City here.
I will probably drop my combo for safety.
There is some safety in dropping the combo, and it doesn't cost that much to build the combo meter back up to the maximum level. The reason the reason this is a safety point is because if you happen to game over in that last nest, then you start right before that last nest with all the XP you had, but nothing from the current combo meter.
Yes.
So it would literally kill the run. If that happened.
So basically, like, the experience that Kay has built up on her combo meter hasn't actually been obtained yet, and if she dies, it just goes away. And yeah, dropping your combo is really just 510 experience points. And so, you know, when you're at the end of this level, the idea in this level is to carry the combo all the way through the level. So you're going to have, you know, 30,000 experience points. I don't remember exactly what it is in this level. But you're going to have a lot of experience, and if you die on the last nest...
I think the wind dungeon is 80,000 that we're trying to hit.
Yes.
Right, 80,000. So
yeah, that's why it would kill the run, because she would drop back down to 45,000.
Yep.
She wouldn't be able to get into that wind dungeon. And there isn't even a great source of all that XP to back up, because you just lose so many.
Yeah, she would basically have to, like, just go and do another level in this game, which, you know... in case you guys are intimidated by the very sort of apparently strict experience route, there are actually like a dozen levels in this game. If you're really good, you can beat it by just playing through the 5.
Yep. And there we saw actually there's what Kay was talking about, how she intentionally dropped her combo so that a game over here would not cost her many thousand XP.
Yeah, this is a sort of dangerous nest because it's going to have bugs of all colors coming from all different directions. And I believe, Kay, is this the nest where you hit the switch on the lower level?
Yes.
As well?
Yep, you have to hit it once.
So.
I already did. And it's actually creates a skip later on in the dungeon.
Right.
Where you would otherwise have to like go around to thing, and you can see the lightning kind of bouncing around on these bugs here.
Yeah, I think we went through a similar switch maze just a few minutes ago. There is a bigger one coming up, and hitting that switch from above here basically skips the whole thing. And well, it's a good thing Kay dropped her combo.
And this is what I meant about just a bug coming up from the
me.
side on the screen.
Yeah.
That you're looking at the other side of the screen and a bug sneaks up on you.
Right, so Kay will be right back on track in terms of points because the nest has to go through the entire process again. It's just a time loss, which it sucks, but it happens.
This is an overall time loss too, because I think that the final nest takes into account how many times you've died.
Yeah, so like the adaptive difficulty will slow down now because she died, which changes how quickly these bugs spawn and how quickly they move. Which is one of the reasons that adaptive difficulty can actually get so hard, is because, like, harder than the quote-unquote insane difficulty.
So, just clearing out the nest again.
Turned on Spark there because I knew that the next part I need to do is activate the switch here.
Yeah, you actually, to switch elements, you actually just type the name of the element, so it's fire, ice, spark.
Yeah, I think Seal has done a couple of runs.
So Vuligen, in fact, knows that I run this. I haven't been running, I learned it for the last 12-hour challenge, but I haven't really been playing it since, like, a few days after the 12-hour challenge ended, so, Vuligen stopped picking on me. I swear I'll come back to this game.
Better. The real question is, when is Vuligen getting world record? From Peaches.
Oh, there's a new world record?
I'm pretty sure Peaches has it, right?
God, that was close.
Oh, yeah.
One of those things will get me someday.
I remember seeing Vuligen, like, really close to the top. I just didn't realize that it was number 2 instead of number 3.
I believe,
Wow!
Hey, that wasn't supposed to be a burn. That's respect.
I got stolen.
Hey, getting...
30 seconds in this game is probably near next to impossible to get.
Yeah, this game is difficult.
Also, some of these bridges, it's kind of interesting how it's like you're just kind of tapping your fingers in a row on the key, like the P-O-I-U, just over and over.
Which I actually need to use 2 fingers for to actually get it to go fast, because for whatever reason I can't do it with one hand.
I mean, whatever works. It doesn't really... The game doesn't judge you for what fingers you use to press the buttons with.
I judge me!
I mean, to be fair, they're not words anyway, so I don't think your typical typing lesson would expect you to just spam those 4 letters over and over again. Alright, so, Kay blowing up a bunch of stuff on the lower level again while she,
I don't really
has this combo.
normally pick up that much stuff. Actually, I might, but, I'm gonna get it because I did die.
Yeah. And here we have the last nest of this level.
Should be fine on points, I think.
And yeah, this nest is also nicely demonstrating the sort of chaining of Spark.
It's almost like they deliberately designed this nest to show off your new Spark ability.
Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, I believe Spark bounces. It's not quite once for every level in the skill. It's actually no, it is.
It is. Yeah, it is actually that.
Yeah, it's once for every level. Well, it's once and then one more time for every level of the skill. So
yeah,
Kay actually saved 3 skill points specifically to get Spark to level 3, which is yeah, the top level, unless it's been
it is a little bugged in that, like, it's supposed to be 2, 3, 3, 4, but it's actually 2, 3, 4, 4 bounces, so you can save a skill point.
That's it.
Because it, like, the menu shows that those last 2 points are linked, but it's the first one. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, you got it.
Well,
I'm gonna donate $1 for every scream. That's 2 now. 3.
I think we'll have to go back to the VOD and reference how many it is.
She brought life to
But yeah, there's a similar bug with the fire skill where the last skill point is actually meaningless. So I believe Kay does some investing in fire after this level.
Yeah, after this level, you have so many extra points that you throw some in fire because you've maxed all the other relevant things. I think this might also be where you max out intensity.
Yeah, I think
or is
so.
intensity already maxed out at this point? I don't remember the exact skill route.
I don't think intensity is maxed out. The tutorial that I watched dumped a lot of points into perseverance at this point. The tutorial by Voligen I should add, because since he's in chat, and I should give him credit. And particularly since Kay wants to start a fight between us.
Please don't fight with Voligen, you will lose.
Wow.
And we hit that 80,000 point mark.
Yeah, nice. So I learned with Voligen's teleport. I'm sorry. I learned with Voligen's
She had grounded the storm, tamed the
video
lightning.
Tutorial, and it was very easy. Like, this game is very easy to pick up as a speedrun. You do need to type a little bit fast, but it's not like you don't need to type 120 words a minute.
Yeah, if you can reliably do 80 words per minute, then you can just set the difficulty to insane. And
I don't think you need 80 words per minute as well. I can't remember specifically though.
I mean, some of that is it's like 80 words per minute, but you're typing 3 and 4 letter words. So
yeah.
True.
Idle winds played in her hair. She smiled for a moment, delighting in its feather touch, until the wind picked up, and tornado's fury blotted out
So
the sun.
we're already more than halfway through the game. left. Maybe like what, 20
Yeah.
minutes left? Yes!
Yeah, Caeshura...
I'm aware we've met the incentive. Don't worry, I'll sing for you guys. The ending is good. I almost feel bad for singing over it because it's really that good. You should just play the game and listen to it.
Yeah. But yeah, Caeshura already has the 80,000 points for the next level, which is the Shattered Isles, which is another really cool level. And
walking through here, you need to be careful. There's bugs.
And yeah, there are bugs around here. Bugs and spiders. The spiders are faster than other bugs. Sort of makes sense, because they have 8 legs, you know? You'd think that if you have more legs, you'd go faster. Yeah, just hopping on a few teleporters.
Yeah, there actually is a potentially game-ending bug coming up that I believe we've taken steps to prevent from happening.
Yeah, I believe
it's an issue with the checkpoints.
Yeah, if you do a fresh load of the game every time you start a run,
Windmills rotated lazily in the distance.
Then that prevents that bug, right? Or is that the other bug?
No, I think that's that bug. Maybe, I can't remember. There's a bug. There are lots of bugs in this game. Many, many bugs. That's why we killed them all. Silly bugs.
Yes, there are many, many bugs in this game. Most of them are not technical issues.
Nope. Most of them
have
just trying to kill you.
And crawl at you and try to kill you. Yeah.
And most of them have words above their heads.
Here we have some little puzzles where you have to like run around. Noting that Caeshura could freeze that lake, but it's not really any faster to freeze the lake than it is to just run around the lake because she has all the movement points added.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to just dash through all those things and open the door.
She has all the movement points and ice skate.
I'm okay.
Ice.
That's 2 screams, so that's $2 right there.
So
I will also match your $1 a screen donation, by the way.
A latticework of ruins surrounded her, arches of bone, and columns of ivory.
I'm afraid that I'm going to have to, I'm gonna have to save my money for my... Jeez, how do I pronounce this word?
Also, thank you
Otolaryngologist
to Xcodes for purchasing a copy of the game to give away as a prize. So if you like this game, I'm not sure how much you need to donate.
It's a $5 donation.
So you can win a copy of this game if you like it.
The ragged Sirocco.
Yeah, the $5 prize pool is huge, so donate $5.
Telling nervous because I'm typing even worse than I normally do.
All nests would in fact run into pneumano ultramicroscopic silica volcanosis and other similarly long words. Although I believe it's just like one bug with those words at the very end of the nest. Although it is not a slow bug.
I would hope so.
That's the kind of bug you want to get with Spark.
Yes.
Or Fire.
The final nest is like somewhere in the northwest. Like, I think it actually takes more points to unlock that nest than it does to unlock the end game, the like last dungeon of the game.
And here, Kay has picked up the wind ability, which blows windmills.
I can't even say the word. Thank you. Disestablished. Whatever. Vulcan words.
Kay, stop talking and like. Oh wait, no, that was intentional, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is where I want to Dynamo Energy! This is where I wanted to die intentionally, and it teleports me back to my last checkpoint, but I still have the wind skill, which is all that really matters right now. I mean, my combo kind of mattered as well, but I let that drop, so it's already in my EXP pool.
Yeah, you already cashed in the experience, so...
And all the bugs and stuff that were here are now gone, so I can just walk through here without any fear of...
Yep. But that also the way that checkpoint works can potentially just end your run because it will respawn you with the wrong amount of EXP.
Yes.
And I mean, we're kind of like abusing checkpoints in an unintended way, and then sometimes it doesn't work right, and so...
Villagin proving that typing Willowa is not as easy as you thought it was.
Yeah, Villagin doesn't even have bugs chasing him down to kill him, and he's having problems with it.
Here we have another win puzzle where you have to like hit these in certain lines.
Yeah, they're like I mean, like, you gotta figure it out yourself casually, but there's like I think Villagin said it's like a 2-pixel window, but I don't know if it's actually 2 pixels. I think it's bigger than that, because I get it almost every time, and the only game I can get
Am I really here?
frame perfect things that are...
It's a 2-pixel window to like have it so that you don't have to move between doing 2 of those lines, I believe is what it is. Or something like that, I don't know. The puzzle itself isn't that hard. It's just if you're trying to like do it without moving at all, it's harder.
Yeah. Do it without moving, do it with minimal shots, you know, as quickly as possible. But really, going fast is hard.
Going fast is hard in like a lot of games. So anyway, what the wind ability does is anything that's in the path of the wind just gets pushed back. This can actually push bugs off of the edge of the screen, which is pretty annoying, so we tend to only use wind when we actually have to. Like, it's really nice for survival, but it's not nice when you're trying to go fast.
I seem to remember watching one of Kay's runs where a giant bug with a lot of really short words popped up, like the one on screen right now, the one that Kay just killed. Except it got like right next to the edge of the nest, and Kay hadn't hit it at all yet, so she just changed to wind and just spammed the names on that bug and pushed all the way back.
I hope I never did that. That sounds really bad. But knowing me...
I've seen you do it. And, I don't think you screamed technically while it was happening, but, it was pretty close.
Villagin also dropping some really advanced tech in the chat. The projectiles from shooting, like the fancy effects like spark or wind, don't do anything if the bug is already dead by the time the projectile gets there. So, like, you see those little projectiles the fox is shooting out. If you type all of the words of the monster before that actually gets to the monster, it won't have the pushback or the spark bounce or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting consequence of the way it works here. Like, as soon as you finish the word over a bug, the bug takes the damage. So if it's the last word, the bug dies. But the projectile and the related effects are based on, like, that graphical projectile that shoots out.
First time.
So I just dumped all of my extra points.
This is in fact a typing RPG. And yeah, she just kind of dumped her points into various stuff. At this point, it's not the most noticeable thing, although the points in fire are kind of nice, I guess. This is also a really good casual game. Like,
it's a very good casual game, yes.
The speedrun route is mostly concerned about trying to do this fancy combo meter stuff so that you can avoid doing the optional dungeons, but the optional dungeons have some pretty interesting lore going on, and there's some little collectibles and stuff like fragments that tell you more about the story that we're completely ignoring because this is a speedrun. We ain't got time for story.
Yeah, there is an all fragments category of this run, which takes twice as long, but...
yeah,
it
there's
has
a
to do,
very,
it has to do
very
4
lovely
optional
story.
dungeons.
There's a very, very lovely story that goes along with this game. That if you do end up getting this game, I highly recommend that you take the time to explore the whole world. Oh, right! Combo bonus! That's right, Villagin. There's a invisible combo bonus that happens somewhere. I don't know. I'm not sure why or where or when, how, but I just know it exists, so...
I think it has something to do with, like, when you're stepping on the platforms to reveal new sections of the world while your combos, like, adding your points or something. Because it usually happens, like, to a small extent at the very beginning of the game when you go to reveal that first area.
Yeah,
it's unrelated to that. Okay, I'm wrong. I thought it was part of that, but
no,
I guess
just it's just like there's an invisible like combo bonus that you get.
And by the way, important note: Caeshura just barely got the 100,000 points necessary to unlock this area, which is the desert, which is the final area of the game.
This area. Which is the desert, which is the final area of the game. Yeah, so, yeah, basically, going through the wind area, I know if I've killed too much, if I have too far over 100,000 points.
It looks like you got it right on.
Yeah. So if I leave with around, like, 99,000 something, I know I'm good, usually.
Yep. Caeshura has 129 points to spare, which I believe is 2 hits in a combo.
Yeah, which is
like less than 2 hits in a combo.
Which is like 1 too many.
Yeah.
2 too many, possibly.
Ahead of her lay a distant mountain range, shimmering in the heat.
Okay, please.
She had to cross the desert.
Arrgh!
The desert was littered with the scars of past
Is that a screen?
lives.
I'm gonna count it as a screen. So kind of for the first time, I have some multi-element puzzles.
I really do think you guys should check the VOD, because there were some screams before the pledges were made.
Yeah, like 2.
Who am I?
Yeah.
I kept count of them because when I screamed the first time, I was like, oh, I'm gonna...
Of course.
I don't really need to kill these, but I'm going to because...
Bugs are scary.
Yes, and more bugs that are around are more bugs that can kill me.
Yeah, every time she reveals some more sections of this desert, some more bugs spawn. And
they want to kill me. I don't want to die. I want to get to the mountains.
Where is everyone?
She doesn't know why she needs to get to the mountains, but she needs to get there.
I have to get to the mountains.
So we have one of the nests here. This isn't the really hard one, though.
Nope.
The really hard one is coming up.
It's the last. The hard one is the last nest of the game. Or at least
I believe this
last
is...
nest to 90%.
I believe this is, however, the nest where Kay... Alright, I don't know if Kay was the first person to discover the bug, but, like some kind of weird camera bug?
No, that's the last one.
Oh, that's also the last one? Okay.
Yes. I've never experienced that bug, so it's got something to do with the fact that I died.
Okay. Well then, we're just gonna have to count here, not...
That was a scream. 6.
Yeah, that counts as a scream. That's 51. Villagin is a great typer. We might have to question his counting ability.
Wow, codes. So you can either walk around this bug or kill it. I don't think there's a huge difference. But if you walk around the bug, you do have to make sure that it doesn't, like, poke you in the face. You don't really need these points, but dying sucks anyway. As I mentioned, it does affect the last nest?
She said to the shimmering air.
Yeah, at this point, the biggest loss of dying is that it will make the last nest slow down.
And when it gets slow, it's real slow. Oh boy.
At this point, I think what it would mean is you would change the difficulty to insane because that would be faster.
Yes, probably.
That is quite a drop off in speed.
Yes, yes. I always walk into the things there, so I can't see what's spawning because it's still just newspaper, but the things that are spawning are there, so I can't just like walk by them. You do need to be careful walking through here. I'm not being careful, I usually never am. I've never had it happen to me, but you can get like stuck and like
I've heard of people managing to like kind of get past the area that's unfolding and then like fall off the world and be like underneath the unfolding origami, and well, that's a soft block. I've never seen it happen, but other than in like recorded videos where it happened.
So
I've never seen it happen live. But yeah, just don't squirm into the unfolding origami too hard.
Yeah. So I am going to kill the bugs before I jump into this nest.
Yeah, that's one of the things you can do to make it a little safer, is to just take the extra seconds or so to clear out this area before the nest.
This is the hardest coming up.
Yep. Because you have a bunch of bugs here that spawn even before you trigger the nest, and they're going to still be coming at you when you're on the nest.
Right.
A nice switch to ice there. You're getting pretty close.
Oh, well. Remember that bug we talked about? Well, this is it!
Terrible things crawled out from the dust.
Oh, the camera bug? It's just like at the wrong angle.
Yeah, stuck there.
Huh. This is in fact on adaptive difficulty. Adaptive difficulty at this point is, even after her game over earlier, it's still faster than what the insane difficulty would be for this nest.
I think they're expecting like 100 words per minute here right now.
That sounds
It's hard to
right.
say exactly, but...
And yeah, this nest you'll cycle through all the elements, and then it'll start mixing the elements as well. I mean, I can actually see the camera like try to move, and it's like failing to move.
Yeah, I'm almost certain it's supposed to be at the higher angle.
Yeah. I actually like this angle a little bit better than the moving camera, because it'll like shift. The camera like shifts to like create some dramatic tension when the different elements are going on, and it's kind of I find it annoying.
Yeah, but I can't see on the side where a lot of bugs are gonna...
Oh, that's true. You can't really see very well to those.
Yeah, there's a lot of bugs spawning, you know, just off the bottom edge of the screen. And if the camera angle were a little bit higher, then Caeshura would be able to see them while going through this section. And switching to wind here. Oh, that purple is actually a lot fainter than I remember. But some of these enemies can only be killed by the wind power. And they're sort of mixed in with the enemies that can be killed by anything.
Oh yeah, I got it! Yes! Thank you! Thank you, camera! I love you, camera!
Oh, hey! The camera decided to play nice again. What?
Yeah, and this is the final wave where enemies of all different elements are coming after Caeshura. You can see some electric ones and some ice ones.
Latin in prison! That doesn't count. That wasn't really a scream.
That
7.
counts. She is, in fact, the avatar for the Fox Nation. She has the power of all 4 elements.
We see Spark being used a great deal again here because you've got a few bugs with multiple words on them and a lot of bugs with only one. So you hit the bug with the multiple words with Spark, and then it bounces off and kills 4 more bugs. Spark's good.
Spark is pretty good. We're getting pretty close to the end of it, as she types out anachronistically and some other really long words.
Yeah.
Thank you, Villagin. I see you're backseating a little bit though. We don't like backseat gamers very much. So.
You know, if Villagin is going to do this, then maybe we should get a race of this game going.
Oh no, please! Villagin will destroy me. Disenfranchisement! Okay, we beat it. So this last area, I lose all of my speed buffs. But there are counterinsurgency. But there are some. There's like a certain pool of words. I think like there's only like 6 or 7 of that are actually in the word pool.
It's basically like a bunch of like
maybe
like,
less
dramatic words here.
They're definitely they're the words that explain how our main character is feeling right now. Cold, hurt, lost, lonely.
Yeah.
So this is where we figure out, you know, I am lost, that we're lost. Time is coming up soon, by the way.
At the end of the this last phrase here,
where am I?
At my name is his time, I believe, right?
Yes, that is my name. Hello? Time.
My name is...
And, congratulations, I will sing for you. Oh. Sorry.
So, chat besides Villagin, I think we had 7 screams, right?
Alright, you donated for it. I don't have the lyrics up. Hopefully I remember them. Dark, thick dust storms everywhere. The wind blew sand into my hair. Smell of dangers in the air. Prepare for the worst. My heart went down like an aeroplane. Now stranded in the cruel terrain, where the earth is dry and there is no rain at all. I dream of a desert land and find I'm drowning in the sand. Hourglass upon my bedside stand, running with the second hand. Keep close what you love, keep fears even closer. Days down the road and the outlook's dim, just like the sun as the clouds roll in. My heart and skin burned by the wind. Gotta get up again. I struggle daily to survive. The sand eats hearts like mine alive. Many have come this way to die, but it's not over yet. drowning in the sand, hourglass upon my bedside stand, running with the second hand. That night I dream of a desert land, and find I'm drowning in the sand, hourglass upon my bedside stand, running with the second hand. Keep close what you love, keep fears even closer. So thanks everyone. That was Epistory. I hope you liked it. Yeah, thanks for having me, High Spirits. I'm sure you have plenty of donations you'd love to read right now.
And thank you, Caeshura, for that Epistory Typing Chronicles.